I could only do teacups as a kid. That was my thing. That was about the level I could get.
The worst one is that spinning one. I can't remember
Yes,
what is
me
that
too.
called.
The
That
waltzers.
is, yeah, people can go
Aw.
on them like that can go on again. And I'm like, how are you getting back on that? Like, oh, it's horrible.
But is that the one, you know, the one you go on and there's a wheel in the middle you can spin as well? Have you been on those? So not only does it spin, but there's a wheel you spin that spins you the other way. So if you get on with like some reckless idiot who's going to spin you the other way as well, vomit.
No.
Anyway.
No, yeah.
So you didn't do
Doesn't
roller
sound
coasters
good.
at Christmas then? What did we do?
Oh, I actually did do roller coasters around Christmas
Did you?
in Winter
What?
Wonderland.
Ah, nice.
I went on the loopy one, the Munchin.
Loop de loop?
Oh, it was a brilliant ride, but it was scary. It was fast. It was really fast.
Jordan, what did you do?
I just saw like family, friends. But it was a really late finish, wasn't it? Normally we always finish a little bit earlier, so finishing on the 21st was like a bit weird, really. To get time away, but no, I had a nice time at home.
I saw not that I've been stalking you both. Erin made a TikTok about you talking about football and how she doesn't understand what you're going on about
Yeah.
in the pocket and what's the other thing she says?
Well-
Yeah.
I know, she's like, what is the pocket? And then, yeah, there's some questions where sometimes I just have to be like, just answer it, Jordan, just say it back, because it'll be like the daftest question, and I'm like, but no, she to be fair, she loves learning about it, so she actually wants to know. But yeah, she has some howlers of questions with it. It's like, it's funny because obviously you just assume everyone knows everything about football, but yeah, sometimes I look at her and I think she doesn't have a clue what I'm on about.
Does she do the same back to you though with musicals?
Yeah, there's a lot more to musicals than what you think, like upstage and downstage and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are you on about? Yeah, there's a lot of detail that goes into it. So she tries to like beat me on football questions and theatre questions. And I normally lose actually on that.
My party trick, not that either of you asked, is to sing the periodic table. There's
No,
hydrogen,
we're not going
helium,
there.
and
We're not
lithium,
going there.
beryllium.
No, we're not going there. No, science was 20 years ago. You should have done it then. Now
That
is
can't be a thing.
I can't read, I'm gone.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say juggling. Do you not think Caroline looks like a juggler?
Oi!
I really thought you were going to say juggling.
This is workplace bullying happening right here. Should get on with it. No, you call me a clown. Right, this is Pitch to Pod with WSL Legends. I think we're going to rethink that. Nikita, Resolutions, doesn't have any Parris. And Jordan, in the pocket, Rocket Nobbs. Every week they bring you topics straight from the pitch to this podcast as we discuss the biggest talking points in the world of football, the WSL, clowns, and beyond. This week, Thor, goodness sake, January much, and Britain's next top model. First up, is it time for a winter breakup with a winter break? You two back refreshed, but you know, more teams could mean you're playing on Boxing Day in the not too distant future. Time to retire before that happens. You're back after the WSL winter break. How are you? When did you get back in training? Did you look after yourselves? Was there like a routine you had to stick to? How was it for you?
Yeah, like we always had sessions to do over Christmas, but I mean the break's so short, so you get your time off, little doses of running, and then we pretty much we were back in on the 2nd, and then so we've had like enough time to train and get ready for Birmingham. But yeah, some good days training. It's just the weather's been so bad up here, like the snow has been insane. So yeah, we've been on the 3G and stuff, which is great. We've still been able to train, but yeah, it just knocks your day a little bit differently straight after Christmas. But yeah, been able to train and get some good sessions in.
Yeah, kind of the same. A little break and then running sessions, make sure I stay fit. But not just a little easy game with Birmingham to welcome you back.
I know. It feels like a title race.
Yeah.
And we've got Birmingham Charlton. So we've got top two basically. Which is exciting, but yeah, they're big games. But yeah, we want to catch them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
But
why
you
it's
want
perfect.
the snow to go.
That's perfect though, isn't it? Like that's how you look at me, the psychologist. But you say, well, we're playing 2 really tough teams. We beat them. Shows we can go and win the title, no pressure.
Yeah. No, it is like that though, isn't it? It's like, I guess you learn sometimes the first time you play them, but you always have that second chance. And especially in this league, they're huge points to take. So yeah, hopefully our pitch is okay. We've got a really good pitch, to be fair, but it's just the weather. There's supposed to be a really big storm on Friday, so fingers crossed that game's still on.
Did you train properly over Christmas though, Keats?
Of course. I always train properly. Thank you, Caroline.
I know you
Thank
do.
you very much. But no, yeah, for real. I think Christmas break's one of them breaks where you can't rest too much because, like Jordan said, you're back into the flow of things really quickly. Like 2 weeks is a decent enough time off, but it's also very short. It's not like by the time you get home and Christmas days come, you feel like you blink and you're back in. But we had a good little break, and now it's time to refocus ahead of Liverpool. We've got away, and the weather is kind of really quite worse up north. So during that week that we play Liverpool is expecting a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather, a lot of ice. So we're hoping the game is still on and that we don't have to make the journey before they tell us it's called off. Because you know what? FA, WSL, call it off before we travel because it's a long way to go. So if you're going to call it off a couple of days early. Thank you.
Yeah, that
But
could
I hope you don't
happen.
have to call it off.
Are you wearing long sleeves?
No, I'm wearing. You know what? All of the girls are wearing like the tight things, like the leggings. I get cramp with them on all of the time. So I've got just shorts on, bare leg, and just a jumper. But it's cold. To be fair, it's cold.
If they're getting cramp, are they cutting the holes in the back of the leggings then, like you do with the socks?
No, I get cramp. They're fine. That's why they're wearing them.
But that's maybe what you got to do.
What's the point in putting holes in the leggings? No point wearing them.
I learned this trick. I don't know if it works, but if you get cramp like in the middle of the night, apparently if you take your fingers and then pinch your lip just there, like that, you end up with a really sore lip. But the cramp goes. But apparently the cramp goes. I think it's that one, like a pressure point.
Maybe just have more sodium in your diet. Maybe that would help. Just a little bit more sodium instead of pinching your lip. How about that?
Anyway, for you now going forward, because you said it finished so late, 21st, is it going to make a difference if and when you do have to play Boxing Day? Is it something you quite like?
Wonder if Kate's on the same boat as me.
I do not want to play on Boxing Day. Neither does the Premier League anymore. There's only one game on Boxing Day now. Like, it's a nice time of year to have with your family. You don't want to be thinking about a football game. Like there is times and periods where you need a rest. And I think the Christmas period, maybe it won't be as long because we got 2 weeks off, but to have like no Christmas break would be really strange. Like really strange.
What I really want to know is I've just got a message come in from our producer asking if gloves are acceptable in training. She's asking for a friend. That's why my phone's going bit.
I wear gloves in training.
They're acceptable.
I actually had a hat on today. You know, when you train in the domes, why are they like minus 40 degrees? Why are they colder than outside? It's so weird.
Because you got to acclimatise. That's why.
No, but the dome is supposed to be like clearly warmer, you would think, than outside. But I always noticed that at St. George's Park, when you'd go around January, February, and it used to like the weather might not be so good, and you go in a dome and you think, why are we even in here?
Yeah, it's freezing.
All right, so no domes, gloves acceptable at training. If you're running out this weekend, it's a little bit frosty, frozen, etc., are you going in as hard on tackles and stuff? Because like sliding in on that grass is...
Wait, I hope nobody is running out on ice.
No, just a little bit frosty. It look a little bit frosty.
Oh, like the little... I was thinking, I hope the referee is like, that's unplayable. Yeah. Don't go on that. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone always says if it's a little bit hard, oh, I wouldn't slide. But I guess when you're in the game and you're in the moment, you don't even really think about that. You just think, I want that ball, and how am I going to get it is the quickest way.
This is Pitch to Pod with December Player of the Month nominee Jordan Nobbs. Woohoo! And December Shopper of the Month Nikita Parris. Always our Player of the Month, clearly, both of you. That's good, right, Jordan? Nominated for WSL2 Player of the Month.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, those things are just always nice to be recognised. But yeah, I know it sounds cliche, but I just want the 3 points. It's just anything to get them 3 points is. They're just like little extras, aren't they? That are nice that people see what you're doing.
Yeah, back to back now though. Do you feel you're in your groove? I know we spoke a little bit about this before Christmas, but everything you touch at the moment is, touch wood, a bit golden.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I've when I was at Villa, obviously with injuries and stuff, I played deep midfielder for like nearly 2 years. So I've only now started playing obviously higher up and kind of in my position that I've played most of my career. So I feel like after a few games I've got into the rhythm of the pocket and all that stuff. Yeah, because it, like Keats will know, like whether you play wing or striker, it takes a few games to just get that rhythm again and stuff like that. Because I've just been so used to playing that deep midfielder role where I'm stood kind of watching everyone go ahead of me. Whereas now I feel like I've kind of found my rhythm playing in that position again. So that's been nice.
Free Jordan Nobbs and she will score.
I've been freed.
Yeah, too right. But is it, you have those periods, Nikita, I guess, and both of you have had it all your career, clearly, when you just know you're like peak.
Yeah,
You're feeling yourself.
Yeah, I think they call it a purple patch, but everyone will always call us like you're in your groove, but I feel like sometimes it's when, even though you could be in a good moment, your teammates not finding you and whatever, and it just not clicking. But I think it's the moment when every element comes together, it just works, and that's when like, yeah, you're in your groove, like you said, and it also takes a bit of time, like you said. You played a deeper role, a higher role now, and it's just knowing when and where. Sometimes you're quite hesitant to then, join the box or join in the attack because you're thinking, should I stay and be, balance the defense? But now you're higher up, just go and score like you have.
Yeah. Oh,
Shoot.
yeah. We weren't going to talk about that, but did you just say shoot? When you hear the crowd say that, how tempted are you to do it?
Yeah, it is. It is influential. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah, it's like shoot, and you're like thinking, everyone else is going to be like, yeah, yeah. They told me to, so
I'm only doing what I was
whack it.
told. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll start shouting shoot at you, and not red card or anything like that. Let's not influence it that way. Anyway, we weren't talking about that. We were going to talk about January transfers. I'm just double checking. I know it's the case. Neither of you are planning going anywhere in January, are you? No, thank you. Good, right. But movement has happened. You got a new manager with you, Keats. How is it? Is training like up another notch? Is everyone going, look at me, look how good I am? Not that they weren't doing that anyway.
Yeah. At the start, the first couple of sessions was quite frantic, as Jordan will probably know. It was fast pace. Everyone wants to impress, which is natural. But now everyone's settled down a little bit more, and bless him, he's Spanish and he's coming the coldest part of the year. But he's adapted well, to be fair, and we spend a little bit longer on the pitch naturally because he wants to get his tactics and everything in place. But yeah, it's a new way, a new regime, and everyone's excited. I mean, you can't wait for the games to start so that you can see elements of the training come together. And yeah, it's gonna be a process like everything. But the first hands are really good.
Is it acceptable for him to wear gloves then?
Oh, honestly, it's acceptable for him to wear a sleeping bag at this point because he has come from Spain. I mean, bless him, he must be freezing, but he's kind of like firm in the weather because he's only wearing a coat at the moment, so he's doing well, doing really well.
Jordan, that point Nikita said that you'd know about when the new manager's in and you're trying to impress. Do you feel that like in the first training centre, everyone's going in for everything?
Yeah, always, because it's a blank canvas, really. Like, they'll have obviously watched games, but at the end of the day, if you start doing certain things in training, I know it's not the right attitude to have, but it's just a thing that happens in football where they go, right, I've got maybe if you weren't playing, I've got a second chance here to be like new manager. It's kind of a new day, really. So yeah, that does always happen where it's a bit like headless chickens everywhere, but
Yeah.
everyone's just trying so hard to do the right thing.
Is that the same when new players coming in too? So that's why like January must be such an odd time because you've got new players coming in to impress. You're all trying to get to know. It's like a reboot halfway during the season.
January is the toughest time for a player to come into a new team, I think.
Really?
It's at least with the summer you have a building period, especially if you go early, you have a pre-season, where everyone's kind of coming back at the same kind of line in terms of fitness, camaraderie, all of that. You can build it. Whereas January is only max 8 to 10 days before you start your first game. And it's like a very short period of time to be able to turn things over, get used to your teammates. It takes a while. And I would say people would find it much more difficult to come in January and settle in than they would in the summer and settle in.
You did it, Joel, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it at Villa. It's also the rush of moving. It's really rare that you move maybe like 10 minutes down the road. I think that's what I probably also found hard moving in the January window. You're like, I've got 2 days to pack, like, where am I living? And then also you've got a game in a week. So that's what I found a little bit. I mean, you get on with it, don't you? And everyone tries to help as best they can. But I think that's tough. It's not just like you turn up to train and there's so many other things that you're thinking about and you just can't settle in 2 or 3 days, like Kate said, that quickly. So yeah, that's always tough, the movement as well.
I know we've spoken about this a few times, but it's that point when you realise it's just not what happens on the pitch. Like, it's everything off the pitch. It's so crucial. I don't know how you get I was a nightmare moving anyway without thinking about you've got to then impress. You've got to meet all these new people. You don't know the area. It's tough.
Yeah, you're probably living out of a suitcase. You're probably in a hotel room, for some people in a country that you don't speak the language, you don't understand the culture. You're kind of on your own unless you've got a family member that travels with you or a partner, and usually you're on your own for a while. It can be really tough, and then January is a time where even if you move, you haven't really got the time to process actually leaving the club and saying goodbye to the previous club before you're into your next club and you're meeting new people. It's such a hectic time, and then in between that you've got Christmas and you want to take a break but you can't really have a break. It's a very tough time to move, and fair play to those people who do change countries and just settle in. But yeah, I do think sometimes people are harshly viewed in football when give them a chance, like, let them settle. And then after like 6 months, it took me 8 to 10, to be honest, to settle in France because it was totally different culture and whatever. But then you can see the real them. But that's football, and it's about opinions, eh?
Yeah, which none of us have, right? Which means I'm going to ask you, how do you think Spurs will do then? Because sort of every time I flick on social media, Spurs are signing a new player. I know like someone like Hermano hasn't got to move in terms of just heading across London, but what have you both made of their serious business that they've done and how it'll affect them?
I mean, I think that's a really good signing. Like, I think sometimes with loan, she's on loan, isn't she? Yeah, like loan spells, it's like there's some key players out there that you're like, we need to grab them. If they're not getting a lot of game time, but you can see their quality, they're like sometimes the key players to get in your squad. But yeah, I mean, Tottenham are in a good place right now, so it's one of them. Do you change a lot of players when you're in like rhythm, or actually you just adding to the strength of your team? Guess it can go one way or the other. Because what are
Yeah.
Tottenham? Are they fifth or something, Keith?
Yeah,
Fifth.
yeah. and had a strong start to the season. It's almost now, with a lot of new players coming in, do you disrupt your starting 11? How do you've got, I think it was 4 attackers they brought in. You know, it's like a lot of they already have good attackers, I think personally. So it's like, how does that work? But ultimately they had to bring in players to strengthen as a squad. Don't forget, people bring in players in January to help them obviously going towards the end of the season, but primarily going forward. They want to be obviously a better team, more, to be challenging. So they've done like really good business, to be fair, especially with some of the loan deals, like Jordan said. And then, they got Galbset, they got Julia Blackstad, who has previously played at Manchester City, right? So
Yeah.
she's got WSL experience, so it's not like it's brand new to her. Um, but yeah, they obviously clearly want to go for it. So it's exciting. It makes the league exciting, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, Galpset was like really highly rated. Lots were chasing her, and that was done early as well. So they did it before anyone else got a sniff, maybe that she wanted to move. But when does, like, the Hermano one is interesting, because when does Spurs become a rival to Chelsea? So, because you don't want to sort of improve a team that you're going to be in that sort of duel with. I wonder how many more seasons before Spurs are seen as like a direct competitor, so you wouldn't let players swap, or is that just me being naive and that will still happen?
Yeah, I think you can think like that, but you also got to respect Chelsea and understanding and being open to allowing a player to go out and express themselves and become who they are. Like, it's easy. It would have been easy for Chelsea to say, you know what, Hamano, no, you're staying here. You're going to develop. We're going to train. You're going to train with, the best players that they've got in their squad, a brilliant squad. But she won't get as much game time as she wants because, like we said, the quality and depth of Chelsea is huge. So for Chelsea to understand that for her development, she needs to go out and play in the WSL, because you're still competing against Chelsea, and really be in a league that's going to challenge her, because that's the most important for Hermano's development. And I think I can respect Chelsea for allowing that to happen, because like I say, even if teams are not directly challenging against each other, some teams would not allow that. They would allow the players to go maybe WSL2 or abroad, but they wouldn't allow them to stay in the WSL, which is impacting players' development.
I think with signings as well, like everyone does it, you end up looking at that club and going, oh, they're investing. Like you do, depending on who the signing is, you're going, well, you want to go to clubs where they're signing, top players. So I think that's key as well for how well you do your windows. It also encourages other players. When I went to Villa, I'm looking at Lucy Stan, Rachel Daly, Kenza Daly. It's people that you like. It's an investment, isn't it? So I think also that is crucial for clubs to go, yeah, we are going to get these players in, and then it kind of sometimes can become a snowball effect where they start to see the progression of the club.
And it's really nice for the manager, Martin Ho, that Chelsea believe that they can send players to him to develop it. Like, it's such a, when you think, obviously surface level, you're going, why would you go from Chelsea to Tottenham? We're direct rivals, we're in London, we're going to compete. But actually, below that, when you see everything come together, it's what's best for the player. And yeah, it's a real compliment to Marty Ho.
I don't know whether it's happened to either of you two, or I'm sure you've seen it happen when clubs have said, no, you're not going, you got to stay. Like, that must also then create such negativity within a squad when you're holding someone back.
I think it depends on the person personally, but I just think at the end of the day, you want the best for the individual, and maybe that is staying, maybe that is going, and it depends on the age also. Like, a young player, maybe it's better for them to stay, remain with the club, and be training and being around certain, the quality of play that you've already got in your squad, and that they're gonna develop in that way. But I will always say there will become a point where game time is essential. You cannot replicate game time, and match fitness and training fitness are totally different.
Yeah, I think we've definitely seen it. Well, I've definitely seen it happen a lot where, like Kate said, there's lots of elements to it. It's not just like literally that point, but if you're a player and you're not playing and then a club doesn't let you go, I do think it's hard. But I understand, like we've all said it, football is still a business. At the end of the day, when they're ready to let you go, they'll just let you go. That's the unfortunate side and the cruel side of it. But I do think when you're seeing a player just kind of fizzle away and then they get told they still can't leave, I do think that's really, really tough on a player. I have seen players really struggle with that, and you can understand why. They want to play, like Keith said, but unfortunately, if you sign on that dotted line, clubs still have the power to keep you there.
We've also spoke about this though. It's like it's a player fizzling out is a case of where they're not being allowed the opportunity to perform. Like for me, a player remaining in a squad and still having the opportunity to compete for game time for the starting 11 gives them a bit of excitement, something that they can, think about and hope and try and grasp towards. But it's like when you know that you're training well and playing well when you get the opportunity, but then not getting the minutes that you think you should, that's when it becomes kind of bitter and a bit hard for players, and they don't quite understand. It's the uncertainty and not understanding their role, where they stand, that causes so many problems, because you ask yourself so many questions in your head of why is this happening? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I'm still not. It becomes a little bit chaotic, and that's when it can be problematic for the team. And it's not because the individual wants that to be the case, but it's also hard. You're a human being. It's hard to contain them emotions.
It's such a short blooming career as well. And like the big injuries that we see that can see you gone for a season, you don't want to be sat festering, do you? When you feel like you're at your peak, I guess you don't. You're trapped.
From experience, I would say you need to play.
Yeah.
Like it's literally from experience. If a player did ask me, what do I think I should do, and they in the situation that Keats was on about, there's some stages where you're like, look, you're getting minutes, you just have to prove your point and stay on the pitch. But I think with others, I would give the advice to go enjoy your football. It literally, you blink and 10 years go by. You just need to enjoy as much as you can, as much of it.
As
just enjoy
much
it.
As you
just
can.
enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
When you're sat on the bench, you're running up and down the wing. Pick me, take me on. Don't need doing all the warm-ups. I'm ready, Gaffer. I'm ready. We've gone on a bit. Well, I have. So just a quick one on what's next. New year, new you. What does it have in store for you both? I was sitting watching Baller League, and you see Petr Cech was in goal for John Terry's team this week. I just thought, God, there must be that point where you're like, and I'm not writing you both off. I know you've got many more seasons in you yet, but it's like you just can't stop playing. You just want to be involved in football. So what are your hopes, your aspirations for this year?
That's a good question.
There will be one at least once a year.
I think, in football, like Jordan just talked about, the one thing I would always wish and think about is staying healthy, because football changes so fast, and when injuries occur, even if it's short term, it kind of sets you back, which allows someone else an opportunity. And as you said, your career is so short, and I would just wish to stay really healthy, injury free. Touch wood.
For me, I guess promotion is my goal. That is the goal. So yeah, that would be perfect situation. But no, yeah, just enjoy football. Don't take it too seriously and win as much as you can.
I was half expecting Erin to walk in there going, "That's my goal." Who sang that? That was that on Pop Idol?
Shane Ward.
Oh, Shane Ward.
Yeah.
Nice, Jordan. I was thinking, I don't know.
That was X Factor. I used to love X Factor.
See, that musical knowledge is rubbing off on her.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm like, what's that song?
Erin's going to be dropping Pocket into every conversation. You'll be singing, "That's my goal." And the fact you got it from my tone deaf, tuneless.
It was actually all right.
Thank you. Do you want me to do some more? No.
No. No spare us. Seriously.
Well, good luck. with promotion. I'm going to talk to you between now and then. Good luck in staying healthy. That is so sad, but so true, is that just to try and stay healthy for the year ahead when you're playing football. So I've got everything crossed for you, and I'm rethinking it. You can wear gloves, you can wear a duvet round you can go out. They must have invented, like, you know, those crash test dummies when the airbags come out. That's what you need for football. Just if you get tackled, just like airbags blow up everywhere to protect you. No? We saying no?
And then
Just not those piddly little shin pads. Shin pads.
Yeah.
Just not those piddly.
shoe shin pads. Not one of the most important parts of the equipment for football that she doesn't understand and can't remember.
The shin pad. Hey, it's late in the day. We were trying to get everything on. By the way, if you score against Birmingham, what's the celebration? Sorry, when you score.
What would you like? I did the last one for you.
Yeah, you did. All right, okay.
Again,
you
though,
gotta
like
sing.
Pete said, it's not. What?
You got to sing.
What, a mic?
Yeah, you got to grab a mic and sing into the corner flag.
No, Caroline, I can't do
You
that.
go, that's my goal.
Tone it down.
You got to do
Just a
it.
microphone will do. Just a microphone will do.
A mic. Yeah,
About the
I can
corner
handle
flag.
the mic.
Tim Cahill.
Oh, I'm a genius. You're going to score now. And then if you've got an idea for a celebration for Jordan, keep it clean and something she could realistically do, get in touch with us. Use the hashtag pitch to pod. You're all right with that, aren't you, Jordan? We'll just let everyone
Yeah.
decide.
That's fine.
Keats, I'm coming for you too. Okay, work with
Let Jordan have a moment, please, Caroline. Just leave it with
This
Jordan.
is
Can't
my
wait to hear
moment.
Keats's.
This is my
Oh, wow.
perfect. I'll sing us out. Well, I do. The WSL, thankfully, is back this weekend. We start with Arsenal, Manchester United. Tiny, small game on Sky Sports main event from 11:30. Sunday, then, we've got Chelsea, West Ham. That's on mix. Manchester City, Everton on main event from 11. You can also see Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Leicester. We've got it all covered across Sky Sports Plus. Jordan's Newcastle host Birmingham this Sunday at 2. Get down there, support her. She'll be the one scoring the goal, singing into the corner flag in that race for promotion. If you've got a question for Nikita or Jordan / a celebration, do get in touch. Use the hashtag PitchToPod. Who knows, they could be answering it on this show. I'm off to make a resolution never to sing again, or maybe just make a resolution about making a resolution to not stick with a resolution. Thank you. Goodbye. Glad I got that resolved.
What was that?
That's
That was a
my
tongue twister?
goal.
That was a real tongue twister.
I love tongue twisters.
What? Fantastic.
Oh, love that.
Oh, do you love tangfastics? Fantastics. The sour ones. There you go.
Haribo's. No.
No. Haribo all the way. A bit addicted to those. Who's the Made in Chelsea guy? What are the sweets he makes?
Jamie?
Yeah. Jordan's bringing
him?
all the knowledge.
I know, fair play, George. I was like, I don't know.
Candy.
He's the only one I could
candy
think of.
kittens that he does. They're nice too. Other sweets are available, and I'd like them, please. That also is on my New Year's resolution. That didn't work. Anyway, you can go now. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.